Okay, let's take a look. One final look before I pull this all apart and actually weld things in position. I changed or reduced the drive angle a little bit more. Once again, what I did was, and I think this is about, this one legitimately is about as reduced as I can get it. I slid this bearing carrier back even farther now. It used to be right up to the edge of this little foot, and now it's all the way back here, which is a good 3+ inches, and it has reduced the angle about as good as it's going to get. And then I'm still able to keep the pulley free of, it was scraping against, the scraping noise you heard on the last one is when this set screw goes loose, this pulley works its way forward a little bit and starts scraping on this channel, and that's what you were hearing on the last vidya. That's why it's all shiny right here on the face. On the face of this pulley is all shiny, a little bit sharp. But I think if I put the bearings like this far back, I think that's gonna be where that's gonna be. And it's nice and free, no binding. You know what I mean, jelly bean? So I have to pull this apart, flip it over. I marked it with a pen here, and I marked where the pulley sits on the drive shaft back here, because I've got very little space in between the rear mounting and this C channel where I can run this pulley and have it be free. It gives me about a 1/4 inch clearance between this here and about almost 3/8 to a 1/2 inch clearance back here, and then the belt's lined up pretty good to the PTO pulley. And as soon as I pull this sucker off, I'll show you how it all talks. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I got the plates welded in there that hold the bearings. Let's go ahead and bolt the bearings on, bolt this all back together, and let's see how she looks. This is the way the PTO lays out on this machine. Crank pulley. There's a top pulley. Well, the PTO, the blower pulley's right there. But there are 2 pulleys you can choose from to power your equipment. You've got this here, belt that comes off the crank. This is your brake, as you see. It's worn quite a pretty good groove in the back of this guy. And then when you push this lever forward, let me see if I can get you a better view here. It's all in the sun. The sun's playing. Puts tension on that crank pulley and this upper pulley and that belt, and then now we're direct drive to the engine. And I decided to go with the smaller pulley because I just don't need that much speed, end speed on the PTO. I could have taken it up to this one. I don't know what the RPM difference would have been, but I know that's a bigger pulley groove. So out it comes. This flows free. So let's put it together. I don't have a lot of room anywhere, but let's put it together and see how she works. Okay, so there's the angle we're dealing with. I literally took this thing on and off 6 or 8 times. Nothing. Scrapes. I got this universal down low. Let me pull you off the tripod here real quick. This lower universal gets pretty close. Well, it's probably 3/8 of an inch, 1/4 inch before it hits this crossbar. But everything spins nicely. The angle's not too severe. Well, at least not as severe as it was, and that is as good as she's going to get. Before I welded her up here, yeah, they're okay. I'm not a welder, but stuff sure sticks. So that's what we've got for an angle. Not bad. It's going to have to do. I moved these bearings back even farther. You can see after I even cut the shaft after the last time. Get you under the push ram here. I put a Allen head set screw in here so I could really crank her down. I'm going to run it and see. I'm going to leave this little stub out. That's about an inch of stub out there. And that's the size belt I'm running, 15461. Yeah, everything seems to move. I think everything's tight. I think now that it's all welded and not clamped together, it should be quieter. There's less of an angle. It's not too bad. So let's put this camera on a stand and let's fire this sucker up. First try, win, lose, or draw. I'm going to show it on video, so hang tight. Alright, first run since I've got her all welded and actually in place where it needs to be. Flowing for it to toast that long after I take it out of PTO. That makes me happy. I'm gonna go ahead and pull her all apart. I'm really satisfied with the drivetrain, how the drivetrain lines up, and how it works. I just went inside and was reading the comments on my last video. I don't even know what part number that is, one of the last videos. And let me show you this. Mopar Dude had asked about the shave plate being so high up off the ground. And yeah, right now you see even these little shoes are all the way down and they're not contacting the ground. But this is what I have. Both of these tires are pretty rotten and they don't hold that low pressure for very long. This one you can see the tread is flat. This is straight across, right? So I mean, this tire's flat right now. That tire's flat, so I've got it up on a scissor jack, and this one's way over inflated. The guy, there's that big crest in the tread there. So when I run these tires at soft PSI, which is where they would be in the snow anyway, it brings this whole front end down exponentially, so it will ride on the ground. So there you go, Mopar dude. I'm going to show you. I'm going to let the air down in here, and I'll show you where this thing actually rides for real. Jesus is a friend of mine. Jesus is a friend of mine. Friend of mine, friend of mine, friend of mine. Go get me a measuring device. That's 5/8 of an inch right now, so I'm pretty comfortable with that being at the right height. And then this is how the push shaft works, whatever you want to call it, push rod, like a float. Pretty excited indeed how well that works out. How well that's working out. Yeah, I like it. See, that's more like it with the tires. And just a little compression on the sidewall like that. That's 7 pounds. And that would actually give me better front end traction anyway. I don't want super inflated tires in the snow. But we'll see. I'll do the final height adjustment on the actual tractor this thing's going on. But everything gray is going to turn yellow. Everything red there's got to turn gray first and then turn yellow. So all the stuff that I built is going to be Cub Cadet yellow. Let me show you what I'm going to do for that. So this is what I plan on painting it with. I've got some DuPont Noma Dairy. I know you use this, your company colors, that orange. And this stuff is what I'm going to paint it. And I have this left over from some project a few years ago, but it's still viable. It'll still be good. And this is the color. This is actually the color. This is my stand for my HVLP, and I don't know, I was bored one day and I painted it, but look at that. I mean, what's the chances of having the exact color right here available? So the gray bracketry is going to go yellow. Push rod's going to go yellow. Hell yeah. That's pretty cool. Throw a coat of wax on this thing. Actually, wax. What am I, stupid? I'm going to squirt a little fluid film on there. And yeah, let's get her apart.